What's up? Weekly Metal Reviews here. We're going to talk about our top 7 deathcore bands. This is all personal opinion. Tell us your list though. Just don't be an ass about it. You might be wondering why the hell are you choosing 7? Because 5 is too little, you know, and 10 is too long. 10's going to make this video like half an hour plus. We don't like when our videos are that long. Not saying that this is going to be a short video, but you know, 7 just knocks it down. So it was kind of really hard to make this list because there were some other bands we wanted to include. But yeah, anyways, let's get this started.
Boom. Number 7 of my list is Impending Doom. When you think of deathcore, they're probably not like the first band up there you think of, like, you know, like generic deathcore or something. But this band is like, they're not in the spotlight. Like, you know, the spotlight is always for, like, you know, really popular deathcore bands. This band has never really been in the spotlight, it seems. But they definitely deserve it. I mean, they have great vocals. I mean, this song, There Will Be Violence, is just like their song. You know, you listen to that song right off the bat, you're like, wow, damn, how come I never listened to this band before? But I think there's just so much to this band. I mean, just because they're not like the biggest name, they're like, you know, the underdog. They have a lot of good stuff, like good vocals, good, you know, good poopy and good pee-pee.
Number 7, I had Suicide Silence. If you would have asked me maybe about a year and a half ago, what's my favorite deathcore, what's my deathcore list, this band would be probably in the top 3. I just haven't been into him as much recently. I mean, it's a shame that Mitch Lucker passed away and all that stuff. You know, the Black Crown wasn't the best album by them, but the Cleansing makes that album for me, or makes this band for me. What am I saying? Just Mitch Lucker's vocals are just so unique. When I think Suicide Silence, I think Mitch Lucker. I think of those, you know, high-pitched screams that are just ear-piercing and all that shit. And it's just very heavy. This is just a very... I feel like when it comes to deathcore also, this band had a different sound. They sounded different from the rest. You know, it's just their guitar tones sounded different. Their drums definitely sounded different, like with their snare drum and everything. This is a solid band. Number 6, I had Fit for an Autopsy. This band only has one album, but that one album is so great that I just love it, and this band made this list. Nate Johnson is just a force to be reckoned with when it comes to vocals. He is just mind-blowing. This guy can just shatter glass with how fucking brutal he is, man. The overall pace that this band plays, how upbeat it is, how it's just beating me the entire time. I mean, that's cool. This isn't like one of those deathcore bands, or some deathcore bands that are just kind of like slow. It feels like you're just moving along, and it's slowly pounding you. This band just fucking jabs you, man. It's cool. I like this album. It's just very solid. It reminds me of Whitechapel. So check out Fit for an Autopsy if you want to listen to it, or you don't know.
My number 6 band is Chelsea Grin. Like Tyler said about Suicide Silence, if you would have asked me, you know, who my top 2 or 3 deathcore bands are, even my top deathcore, they were at one time probably my favorite deathcore band. But why are they so low on my list now? After Evolve came out, and after Jason Richardson, you know, I have nothing against the guy. After he joined the band, you know, they went from being like a good popular band to just, you know, just an annoying audience. Like, in all honesty, I mean, there's probably death metal, you know, like guys out there watching this video thinking, yeah, their fans have always been stupid. Like, I could see that, but you know, like, they've become like one of those Warped Tour girls' favorite bands now. Like, a lot of just annoying fucking sluts like this band, and it's really annoying. But, you know, aside of that, you know, aside of them being all up in the spotlight, the reason they're on... Hey, I'm a dumbass. I forgot to delete the videos, you know, I ran out of time, so we're just going to pick up exactly where I left off. Chelsea Green fans have gotten annoying, but aside of that, Andrew Carlson, their old drummer, was phenomenal. I love the way he would, I love just what he would do with the double bass, like all the time. Like during a breakdown or something, it would just be like, dun, and he would like just come in with some type of like, like I don't know how he would do it, just like an extra little badump on like, you know, whatever he's doing on the double bass, just to leave you hanging up into like the next snap of the snare, or like, you know, the strum of like the 6th or 7th string, whatever. It would just come in and it would just like just slam you into the ground, and it was just so cool. And Alex Kohler is good too. Very, very good vocalist. He's definitely come a long way from like how he used to be, in my opinion. Like definitely, he's phenomenal now. And my number 5 band is Oceano. They're a Chicago, Illinois deathcore band, and very brutal. You know, this is so far on my list. Like I guess so far on my list, this is the most brutal of the bands that I have. Adam Warren, of course, is definitely a very brutal vocalist. Very, his high screams are very good too. You know, it's not all about his lows, I guess. Even though those are phenomenal, those are like, you know, the best parts of him. You know, he still has great high vocals too. It's like a dying animal shriek or something. It's just like, you know, so like but it's like you know. Drumming is good too. Very, very good. Very, very great guitar work. I'll give him like an A- out of like every band, in my opinion, because I love their guitar work. You know, it's just like I like it a lot.
Number 5 for me, I had Molotov Solution. It's a shame this band broke up because The Harbinger and Insurrection are 2 classic deathcore albums, especially The Harbinger. First time I heard that album, I was like, damn. And kind of like I said with Fit for an Autopsy, this band reminds me of Whitechapel a lot. Vocally, instrumentally, I'd say they're that Whitechapel's kind of up here and Molotov Solution's kind of right here. But Molotov Solution still has some very crushing breakdowns, very catchy riffs, very, very catchy riffs, I should add. Very catchy vocals, and excellent lead work. I forget the one song where there's like some really catchy breakdown, you know, with some triplets, and then it's kind of some tapping shit. It's like I sound like a jackass, but that's so catchy. One thing I love about this band though is that lyrically they're very different. They're more political, as more other deathcore bands are. How many times can I kill this person? Fuck the world, you know, all that shit. They're very political. They're very outspoken against the government and, you know, the world and all this social type stuff. And I think that's one thing that kind of sets Molotov Solution apart. I hope this band decides to come back one day. I did happen to see them open for Suicide Silence, but I wasn't really into them at the time, which kind of sucks. So I hope they come back. So if Molotov Solution watches this, I want you to come back. Do you want them to come back?
Yeah? I've never really listened to them too much, but they can come back. I would let them come back.
Come back. 2 people. Still make them come back. Number 4, like Sam's number 5, I had Oceano. I love Oceano. I'm not going to go on too much about Oceano because I pretty much said it all. But like Sam, I'm not much into their first album, although it has a couple pretty good songs. You know, Samuel the Destroyer, and I think, and District of Misery. You know, good shit. But Contagion's where this band just clicked on all cylinders. They were hitting it. They hit the ground running on this album. A lot of people might be like, oh, this band just uses breakdowns, but even if they do, they're brutal as hell. I mean, I really, really enjoy this band. They're just very dark. I love how they use like minor scales and all that shit. It's very, very cool. I like Oceano a lot. I'm excited for their new album to come out in 2013. So, yeah.
My number 4 is Fit for an Autopsy. Tyler already had him, so I'm not going to say like what he said about him. But when I've seen this band once, cause like I don't know, they've never come around. But I saw him, and like when they came up on stage, I'm like, wow, Nate Johnson and Will Putney look like two old men. Like in the metal world today, you think deathcore, you think like 20-year-olds, and stuff. But like Nate Johnson's balding, whatever. I don't know why I'm putting this in here, but they're just like, it shows like the kind of experience that they have. Like Nate Johnson's lack of hair shows his like gain in experience, and it's like Nate Johnson's been in deathcore bands since the early 2000s, and Will Putney is a producer and like a genius when it comes to writing stuff. Like people have come to him, like people come and go with riffs here and there. So Will Putney definitely has a little bit of an edge on like knowing like what to do, how to do it right, and like how to get the job done. So he's definitely one heck of a guitarist, one heck of a producer. Drumming is phenomenal. The drumming is just like non-stop. It's like an all-out assault on this album, and that's something that's cool. My number 3 band is number 3, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, my number 3 is Suicide Silence. The first album I ever got in here from this band was The Cleansing. Phenomenal album. And then they like after that they just hit like their like popular point. Like they put out No Time to Bleed. Wake Up is probably one of their biggest songs. Disengage. Your Creations is probably my favorite song from that album. Probably one of the lesser known ones. But this band, I mean, they're incredible. Like when Mitch Lucker passed away, you saw people like all the time like, this band has been such an inspiration on me in this way or that way, and it's just, it was something big to see it, like, I mean, there's a lot of stupid people that probably, just did stupid shit about, like, I'm just gonna act like I like them because Mitch died or whatever, but, in all honesty, this band is just huge for many reasons. Mitch Lucker, they're one of the earlier deathcore bands, I guess. They're not like some band, like, Chelsea Grin, like, put out, My Damnation in, 2011? And that's their big album from 2011. Like Suicide Silence started all the way back in 2007 with The Cleansing. Like, so they're kind of like they're ahead of the pack a little bit. But Alex Lopez's drumming is like his blast beats are just so recognizable. Mitch Lucker, one of the first like recognizable deathcore voices. Mitch when it's Mitch, and just their like chugginess too, like the thick like fat man boobs of their breakdowns, and like just the chugginess of their riffs, just like they have so much like just like a groove chugginess, just like a nice head banginess, and then you're like windmilling with the blast beats, and it just goes back to this like slamming breakdown that's just like so bam pow. And your number 3 is
Chelsea Grin. We made it. No, we tried to record this earlier and we got to that point. Earlier we tried to record this and we got to Sam's number 3 and then his camera shut off, so kind of fucking blew.
Yeah.
But Chelsea Grin's my number 3. Simply for My Damnation, in all honesty. Evolve was just okay. I like Lilith. I like Don't Ask, Don't Tell. I like some of the new things that they kind of added to their sound. But other than those 2 songs, I feel that EP is so forgettable. I mean, what's the song? Shot. That song is just, it's very boring. It doesn't do anything for me. Desolation of Eden's pretty solid. It's not one that I come back to a lot, but I do enjoy it. A large majority of that album when I listen to it. But My Damnation, I could listen to that album all day and I wouldn't get bored with it. I've listened to it, I don't even know how many fucking times since it came out, and I still enjoy it just as much as I did the first time. That album doesn't get old to me. it's just every song on that album is killer. I mean, they really hit their stride on this album. It's every album is awesome. I don't understand why people don't like that album. I just can't see it. And I don't agree with the whole this band don't needs. I don't understand why they have 3 guitars type thing. I'm not going to get into that. That's a completely different video. But I don't like when I hear that. It's just like when I don't like it when I hear about Iron Maiden or Whitechapel. That's a side point. But Alex Cole is an awesome vocalist. You know, the drums on that album, like Sam said a lot of it, so I'm not going to go on. But that album is just golden to me, and I love everything about it. Number 2, I had All Shall Perish. I love All Shall Perish. Especially their latest album, This Is Where It Ends. I mean, that album is so amazing. Just every song on that is so solid. In the title track, I mean, the title track, sometimes when I listen to it, especially when I first heard it, just gives me chills to listen to. Like, those lyrics are so amazing. Like, Eddie, what's his last name? Hermida. I knew it began with an H. Eddie is amazing lyricist, and not only is he an amazing lyricist, he is an amazing vocalist. To me, if I had to make a list of my favorite deathcore vocalists, he would be up there. He would probably be number 1 or 2, possibly. Just how he can get brutal as fuck. Like, he reminds me of like fucking like Frank Mullen over here, all in your face, you know, and just getting low and growls.
Title track? There's Nothing Left?
There's Nothing Left, yeah, I haven't listened in a while, yeah, whatever. That's my bad. There's Nothing Left, that's what I'm talking about. But, and then he can get high as a fucking kite. And the lyrics are awesome. One thing that I think is the best part about All Shall Perish is their guitar work. They have riffs and riffs on top of riffs on riffs. You open a present and there's an All Shall Perish riff in there, and then you go into the bathroom and you open your cabinet and there's an All Shall Perish breakdown that comes and eats your face because their breakdowns are crushing. That was really stupid, but I love how this band uses riffs. I love how they're kind of melodic. They kind of added some melodies and all that stuff. And they always have had that one guitar player that just shreds. And I like the one on Awaken the Dreamers better. I like, that guy, I forget his name. I mean, the one they have now, he's pretty cool. He's kind of an asshole, though, when I met him. But, yeah, All Shall Perish is a fantastic band. I'm not too big on Hate Malice Revenge, I believe it's called, their first album. But everything after that, I love. I listen to this band all the fucking time. So, All Shall Perish is my number 2.
My number 2 is a band it's hard to put them into a genre. They could be called progressive, they could be called metalcore, but I think they have deathcore elements, so I'm including them in my deathcore list. I could include them in my top 5 of just about any genre that they would be in, but I have After the Burial. Each song is something different, you know. Yeah, they have 2 big albums. Their first album isn't really talked about that much, but 2 big albums. They each have 8 songs. This band only has 16 songs. It's relatively not too much, but every one of those 16 songs sounds different. Like, even though the vocal production, or maybe not the production, but I guess Anthony definitely progressed a lot from their second album to In Dreams. I forget the name of it. Rare Form. He definitely progressed a lot. He has such a wide range. I've seen this band so many times. He has such a wide range live. He sounds so great live too. He can do this pig squeal inhale thing. He has this like, I was listening to him the other day and it is just so amazing what his high scream is. If you've listened to the song, it's the 7th track off of In Dreams. Fuck. I forget the name of it. Tyler's gonna tell me in a second. But if you listen to the song towards the end, where he says like lost control, my hands grip the wheel.
Promises kept.
Promises kept. Like the way he says that, it's like this high shriek. You can make out what he's saying. That's the best part. Like pronunciation of what he's saying. You can hear that. It's not just some high shriek that you can't. It's like, it's not even like, you know, it's just air going through the lungs so much, so fast that it's just like so. It's like a.
Yo, camera died, so this is our 3rd time doing this video.
Yeah.
It's like 3 in the morning.
Well, where I left off, I was talking about Anthony's vocals for After the Burial. Such a stick in the mud now because, you know, talking about it now, I just, you know, had to let it hammer charge and everything. It's stupid. Now, I was talking about his high screams, how high they are. It's just, like I said, there's just so much air going so fast, and it's just, you know, like through, it's like almost like a tea kettle or something, just so high pitched and piercing, but yeah, it's still just amazing. That's just Anthony. Then there's, you know, Trent and Justin, 2 amazing guitarists, 2 incredible guitarists. I don't even know how they come up with the shit they come up with. How every song is its own completely. Just to make every song its own, you know, it's incredible how they do that. I mean, it's very talented, you know. They're very talented, very skillful, and they're just, you know, I've seen them live and they just look so happy just playing, you know, whatever they're playing. They look so just like they're having the time of their life. Dan is also a good drummer. Lee is a great bassist, but that's my number 2 for our list, and both of our number 1s are we have the same number 1. You can go first.
Our number 1 for both of our lists happens to be Whitechapel. How to describe Whitechapel? Why even describe Whitechapel? Whitechapel is self-explanatory. It's Whitechapel. Whitechapel is just a phenomenal band in every way. When it comes to deathcore, they're a step above everybody else, if you ask me. They do the style of deathcore so much better than everybody else has even attempted to. And to me, part of the reason why is just simply because of Phil Bozeman. Phil Bozeman is just an unreal vocalist. He's absolutely fucking insane. How, you know, his range is awesome. How fast he can put words together. How he just gets better with every album that they do. Yeah, live he may not be the best thing all the time, but when it comes to studio work, he is top notch. He's the best quality you can fucking get. And I mean, lyrically, he writes amazing lyrics, and just how you can kind of hear. How was that? He pronounces everything well, and everything is very catchy. I mean, you can really understand what he's saying. It's not just, you know, brutal, brutal, brutal. You know, you can really understand what he's saying, and he's just an amazing vocalist all around. And the guitar playing in this band is just so heavy. Heavy can't describe this band. Heavy doesn't even come close to describing how this band is. This band is just ball crushing. It's band just breaks every bone in your body when you listen to them. It is this band is amazing. And to me, they get better and better with every album. I love their self-titled. I love This Is Exile. I love everything this band has ever done. I really, really enjoy this band. This is a band that I find myself listening to a lot. And it's just, I love this band. Excellent drumming, excellent guitar work. The guitar work is catchy. It's melodic. It's heavy. It's everything you want in a metal band to me. Whitechapel has it all. I love Whitechapel.
Why is Whitechapel my number one? It's because they were one of the first deathcore bands I got into. One of the first really heavy metal bands I got into. I guess just they're showcasing the talent. Every album is different. Like they never do the same thing twice, album wise. I don't think they ever will. Every album just has like a certain feeling, and they really have a direction they're going for, and they absolutely hit the bullseye perfectly. I don't really know much else to say. I mean, Tyler pretty much said it all. They're just a great band, definitely a front runner in deathcore. I mean, he really said it all. And there's nothing much else to it. So I guess that's our list. After 3 different parts of it.
Thanks for watching this whole thing if you watched it all. This is our list of our top 7 deathcore bands. Thanks for watching. Love.